It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. You might think you're just going through another routine day, perhaps juggling your responsibilities, trying to stay focused amidst life's trials. Yet in the background, fate has been quietly rearranging the pieces of your puzzle, aligning you with a wealthy boss man who sees in you something you may not fully see in yourself. Maybe you've brushed shoulders with this person already, or perhaps your paths haven't officially crossed. But the plans they've set in motion are destined to change your life in ways you can't yet imagine. These plans might mean uprooting old limitations, taking on exhilarating opportunities, or discovering an entirely new layer of your own gifts. As a chosen one, your future is far from ordinary. If you sense that deep shift brewing beneath the surface, then trust that you're on the brink of a remarkable chapter. And if you're ready to step into it, please like this video, subscribe, and comment 77 below to confirm your openness to this life-changing experience. Chapter 1. A door you once feared is about to open. You might have felt a weighty tension in recent months, as if you were waiting for a particular sign or an opportunity that always seemed a half step out of reach. What you may not realize is that this tension was actually preparing you for a door that is about to swing wide open. It's a door tied to the vision and influence of a powerful individual, a boss man who recognized your potential from a distance. They might have seen you in action, read something you wrote, or heard about your accomplishments through a mutual contact. Whatever the case, you've left a vivid impression on them. In the past, you could have ignored subtle nudges that hinted something bigger was on the horizon. You might have hesitated to walk through that door, afraid you'd be overstepping or biting off more than you could chew. Now, though, you sense that the window of opportunity is expanding, beckoning you with the clarity that leaves little room for doubt. All those small signs, in the sudden introductions, the intuitive dreams, the random suggestions from friends, are starting to form a coherent picture. Life is giving you the green light to step forward. The presence of this wealthy boss man also adds a magnetic pull you haven't felt before. This isn't just someone with a few extra dollars in their pocket. This is a leader who knows how to nurture potential, invest in brilliant ideas, and transform raw talent into life-altering success stories. They might have a track record of spotting undiscovered gems and catapulting them into a realm where their gifts can flourish. For a chosen one like you, that's a dream scenario. You're about to align with someone who has the resources and the vision to help you unleash the qualities you've been carefully honing. Any fear you harbor about stepping through this door is natural. After all, once you walk through, there's no returning to the quieter, smaller version of your life. You might find yourself in new offices, on unfamiliar stages, or forging collaborations with people whose names carry real weight. The shift can feel both surreal and exhilarating, as if you're living in a story you once only daydreamed about. Yet each day that passes, you gather a little more courage. You realize you weren't simply meant to watch others succeed from the sidelines. You have your own role to play on life's grand stage. Consider that this door is not just about personal gain. It's about fully embodying the reason you were chosen in the first place. You have something important to offer, something that can create ripples far beyond your immediate circle. The wealthy boss man's support is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a piece that can accelerate your journey at a pace you never thought possible. Once you walk through that open door, you'll look back and see that every step leading here was orchestrated in perfect, sometimes mysterious, timing. Chapter 2. The hidden qualities they see in you. You might be tempted to downplay your achievements, chalking them up to luck or timing. But the truth is, you possess distinctive traits that make you stand out in a crowd. Somewhere in a meeting room you haven't entered, or a conversation you weren't part of, this boss man has taken note of your potential. While you've been focusing on simply doing your best, maybe even struggling to see your own gifts, they've been quietly observing. They see qualities in you that you may only sense on a gut level. It could be your resilience. You've navigated setbacks that would have discouraged many, but each time, you found a way to get back up stronger than before. Maybe it's your innovative spirit, You notice gaps, find solutions, and propose ideas that others overlook. Or perhaps it's your unwavering integrity, the way you hold yourself to a moral standard even when no one's watching. Each of these qualities, singularly impressive, weaves together to form a tapestry that genuinely captures attention. And this particular boss man, known for spotting such shining threads in others, has recognized it all in you. Of course, part of you might be skeptical. Why would someone so successful bother with me? I'm just trying to get by. Yet that's precisely what sets you apart. You don't chase after acclaim. Your focus has always been on growth, mastery, and authenticity. True leaders gravitate to people who are genuine, who aren't driven solely by ego or appearances. This boss man senses that your motivations run deeper, that you're not in it just for the spotlight, but for the meaningful impact you can create. As a chosen one, your spiritual fortitude also stands out. You might maintain a practice or a mindset that keeps you aligned with something greater than yourself. Others can't always put their finger on it, but they sense that you carry an aura of purpose, an energy that calmly commands respect. It's this intangible factor that often draws in those who have the means to elevate your life. People are drawn to sincerity and faith, especially when it's backed by real competence. You have both. Recognizing these hidden qualities isn't meant to inflate your ego. In fact, embracing them with humility is how you'll continue to refine and expand your gifts. The boss man's interest is a wake-up call, showing you that your quiet diligence or heartfelt passion hasn't gone unnoticed. It's a sign that the world is readier for you than you might have thought. So while it may feel unusual to accept praise or let someone else champion your talents, remember that acknowledging your own worthiness is part of the journey. By doing so, you make room for the resources, opportunities, and yes, the wealth that can further fuel your mission in life. Chapter 3. A shift in your environment. As life nudges you closer to this wealthy boss man's orbit, you might notice subtle shifts in your daily environment. Certain doors that once felt locked might now open with minimal effort. People you barely knew could suddenly be eager to collaborate or offer guidance. Even your physical surroundings, like your workspace or the energy in your home, could start to feel different, as though preparing for a new wave of possibilities. For a chosen one, these changes aren't coincidences. They're gentle signs that you're entering a new phase where your unique gifts can thrive. On the personal front, you may experience a sudden urge to clear clutter or reorganize your space. It's as if your spirit senses that a bigger vision requires more room, both literally and metaphorically. At first, you might not connect these impulses with the boss man's interests, but in hindsight, they'll feel like necessary preparations for the opportunities heading your way. After all, stepping into a new role or partnership often demands mental, emotional, and practical readiness. Conversations around you might also take a curious turn. Perhaps your family or friends suddenly bring up topics related to expansion, like moving to a new city, investing in a big idea, or pursuing further education. These discussions, which once felt too far-fetched, now seem oddly relevant. It's almost as if your environment is echoing the big plans this boss man has for you, encouraging you to think bigger and break free from any self-imposed limits. You may also notice that certain people who once occupied a lot of your time start to fade into the background. It's not that you or they have changed drastically overnight, but your evolving energy no longer resonates with dynamics that limit your growth. Some might interpret this as you becoming distant or preoccupied. The truth is, you're preparing for a transformation, and not everyone can join you on this ascent. While this might cause some tension or misunderstandings, it's an inevitable part of transitioning into a life that's more aligned with your calling. Professionally, the shift in your environment could manifest as new responsibilities at work or a random conversation that sparks a major opportunity. Suddenly, tasks you used to find tedious now feel like stepping stones to something greater, or you discover you have the bandwidth for projects you once deemed out of reach. The presence of this boss man's influence, even if it's not overt, creates a ripple effect. It's as though the universe is clearing a path so you can seamlessly integrate this next level of success and purpose. During this period, stay alert to the small details. An offhand remark at a networking event might lead to a contact who becomes vital to your progress. A casual email could turn into an in-person meeting that flips your perspective on what's possible. Even your own intuition may sharpen, nudging you to reach out to people you haven't spoken to in ages. These nudges, though subtle, are part of a larger tapestry weaving you closer to the future that's waiting for you. By embracing the shift in your environment, you align yourself with the current that will carry you toward the life you sense is just around the corner. Chapter 4. Overcoming the Whisper of Doubt. No matter how promising a future appears, doubt always finds a way to creep in. You might question whether you're truly ready for such a leap or wonder if you're worthy of the plans this wealthy boss man has in store. Doubt can be especially persistent for chosen ones, who often hold themselves to a high standard. Because you aim to live with integrity and depth, you may fear letting people down, including yourself, if you can't meet the elevated expectations that come with this new chapter. In moments of self-questioning, it's crucial to remember what brought you here in the first place. You didn't stumble upon this path by accident. Your consistent hard work, resilience, and inner moral compass have guided you each step of the way. The boss man's interest isn't a random stroke of luck. It's a response to qualities you've developed over a lifetime of choices and experiences. If you were truly unprepared, this opportunity likely wouldn't have found you. The timing, though it may feel abrupt, is part of a larger design that recognizes both your potential and your current state of readiness. Sometimes doubt also stems from worrying about what others will say. Friends or relatives might raise eyebrows or question your sudden alliance with someone of high status and wealth. They could accuse you of changing or losing touch with your roots. But transformation is a natural consequence of growth, not a betrayal of who you were. Those who genuinely care about you will eventually see that you're still the same person, just moving forward into a more expansive version of your life. And for those who can't accept your evolution, it's okay to let them drift away if they choose not to respect your journey. You might also grapple with the fear of failure. What if you accept the opportunities laid out only to stumble? Yet failure, when approached with humility, becomes a valuable teacher. It clarifies how to course correct, refine your approach, and ultimately become even more effective in your pursuits. The wealthy boss man, if he's truly wise, understands that setbacks are part of any grand undertaking. He sees beyond momentary wins and losses, focusing instead on overall trajectory and spirit. If you share that perspective, any potential failure is just another stepping stone toward eventual triumph. One method to soothe doubt is to recalibrate your internal dialogue. Instead of asking, "Do I deserve this?" try, "This is for me. I've prepared myself to handle this." Instead of worrying, "What if I can't live up to expectations?" consider, "I'm excited to grow into the person who can." By reframing your thoughts, you shift the emphasis from fear to possibility. Over time, each small victory over doubt amplifies your confidence. It also makes you more receptive to the mentorship and resources the boss man offers, solidifying a path that's more than just a stroke of luck. It's a calling that resonates with the deepest parts of who you are. Chapter 5. An Unexpected Invitation. After wrestling with self-doubt and embracing the subtle shifts in your world, the day arrives when you receive a tangible sign of the boss man's intentions. Perhaps it's an email you read 3 times just to be sure you're not imagining it, or a phone call that stops you in your tracks. The invitation might be simple in wording, an offer to meet, to discuss a proposal, or to attend an exclusive event, but its implications are anything but small. In that moment, you realize the big plans you sensed all along are starting to materialize. Your initial reaction might be a rush of mixed emotions. Excitement tingles at your fingertips, but a knot of nerves sits in your stomach. Can you really see this through? What will your life look like afterward? Yet even as your thoughts race, a calm certainty anchors you. Something about this invitation feels both monumental and oddly natural, as if a puzzle piece is finally slotting into place. A part of you has been waiting for a chance like this your entire life. Now that it's here, you're determined not to let it slip away. When you accept, because deep down you know you must, you step into a different kind of rhythm. You might catch yourself preparing extensively, rehearsing in your head how you'll present your ideas or your story. Or perhaps you have a more relaxed approach, trusting that your authenticity is your greatest asset. Either way, you'll notice a sharpened awareness of life's details. Every conversation feels like a clue. Every new connection could be significant. It's as though your senses are heightened, anticipating how this boss man's involvement will reshape your path. As the meeting or event draws near, you might sense whispers in the background, people offering unsolicited advice or cautionary tales. Some might envy your opportunity and try to sow seeds of doubt. Others might overpraise you, setting sky-high expectations. Navigating these voices requires a steady heart. You remind yourself that you're here because of genuine merit and divine orchestration, not to fulfill anyone else's script. Their opinions, while possibly well-intentioned, aren't the final authority on what you can accomplish. And then, perhaps sooner than you expect, the big day arrives. You sit across from the wealthy boss man or find yourself in a setting where he's front and center, beckoning you into a private conversation. He might share glimpses of his vision, a plan that could elevate you to a realm where your influence and contributions grow exponentially. In that moment, you sense how your life could pivot on this single interaction. It's a rush, yet a calm wave also washes over you, reminding you that you were chosen for this. All the personal development, the challenges, the near misses, they led you here to this very invitation that promises a bridge between the life you've known and the life you've always been destined to live. Chapter 6. Stepping into the new challenge. The conversation with the boss man leaves your mind buzzing. You replay his words over and over, imagining all the scenarios that could unfold. Maybe he spoke of collaboration or offered a role in a venture he's launching. Perhaps he hinted at an investment that could fast-track your dream project or simply extended an open invitation for mentorship. Whatever form his proposal takes, you realize it's more than just an upgrade to your bank account or your professional status. It's an invitation to grow into an even more dynamic version of yourself. As the days progress, you notice changes in how you approach your usual routines. Tasks you once found tedious now spark a fresh energy because you see them as essential training for the opportunities ahead. You might spend extra time honing your craft or researching aspects of the boss man's industry. A sense of purpose fuels you, making you more focused and efficient than ever before. You're not just working harder, you're working smarter, aligning every effort with this new trajectory that's opened up. Yet this phase also brings its fair share of tests. You may find that your time becomes more valuable, making it crucial to set boundaries. Old friends or distant relatives might expect you to keep operating at the same capacity, unaware that your priorities have shifted. Balancing your personal life with new responsibilities can feel like walking a tightrope. You're determined to honor your relationships, but you also sense the urgency of this once-in-a-lifetime chance. As a chosen one, you understand that certain sacrifices may be necessary to fulfill your higher calling. Distractions may crop up too, in the form of sudden crises or unexpected demands on your attention. It's as though life wants to verify your commitment. Will you let these obstacles derail your focus, or will you use them as stepping stones to strengthen your resolve? Each challenge faced and overcome adds another layer of credibility, not just for the boss man who's watching, but for yourself, affirming that you truly have what it takes to thrive under pressure. During this period, feedback from the boss man might come in subtle forms. Perhaps he shares an encouraging note through a mutual contact or passes along resources that hint at what he sees you accomplishing down the line. These gestures speak volumes. They remind you that you're not alone in this journey. Someone with a wealth of experience and resources believes in you enough to walk alongside you. That knowledge can act as a powerful antidote to any lingering doubts, infusing you with the confidence to press on. And so, you embrace each new challenge, not as an obstacle, but as evidence that you're progressing toward a destiny that once felt like a distant dream. Chapter 7. Embracing the life you're called to live. At last, the pieces begin to fit together. The wealthy boss man's interest, your own hidden potential, the shifting environment, and a series of challenges you've navigated, all converge in a clearer vision of what your life could be. You sense that a transformation is already underway. The old limitations you once accepted as normal no longer feel relevant. In their place arises an expansive sense of possibility, backed by tangible signs of support and opportunity. You might find yourself in a new workspace, or perhaps you're forging alliances with people who genuinely understand your goals. Maybe you've relocated to an environment where your creativity flourishes, or you've invested in a passion project you once only daydreamed about. Each move solidifies the reality that your whole life is indeed changing. As a chosen one, you recognize that this shift is about more than career advancement or financial gain. It's about stepping fully into a role that aligns with your deepest purpose and desires. Of course, the journey doesn't end here. Even as you settle into this new reality, fresh questions and aspirations form in your mind. How will you use your evolving influence to inspire and uplift others? Can you create systems or products that have a lasting, positive impact? Now that you have a seat at a more prominent table, how do you ensure you remain faithful to your core values? These questions aren't burdens. They're signposts guiding you to keep growing in wisdom and integrity. All the while you feel a quiet gratitude. You recall where you started, those times you felt unseen and wondered if your dreams were too big. Looking back, you see how each trial prepared you for this moment. The boss man was a catalyst, but your own diligence, faith, and resilience were the foundations. Realizing this, you walk with a humble confidence, open to further lessons, yet unwavering in your commitment to fulfill whatever grand mission you're here to accomplish. As you gaze forward, it's impossible not to feel an undercurrent of excitement for what's still unfolding. You're riding a wave of transformation that once felt unimaginable, yet here you are, fully immersed in it. The path ahead shines with promise, echoing a quiet assurance that you were never alone in this pursuit. You are guided, shaped, and indeed chosen for a life that holds more wonder and influence than you once believed. Now that you've stepped into your calling, expect even more doors to open.